Radiant team pick.
Good morning, good evening, you are in the world. Welcome. ESL Southeast Asian qualifiers are here. We're through to the finals in the draft of MVP Phoenix. Like Warriors getting Unity. And this is the best of between the teams. And I'm welcoming my co-caster. He finally in. Yeah, we're looking like we're going to start on time, but we're 15 minutes late. But we've finally loaded the game. How are you doing?
I speak for the trees.
Hey, Decker. It's kind of like Skype problems. Like, I would have loved this 2 times, but
it eventually works. Once in a blue moon. Right. MVP Phoenix, of course, these guys, they just come off the back of the win. Don't pushing people the grand finals 3-0. So coming through to the Southeast Asian qualifiers, you know, expecting to breeze through it. They're just expecting to through the finals. Maybe finals will have a few no fanatic. Trust, but whoever actually gets that one. Warriors, relatively unknown to myself, relatively kind of new-looking squad. I've actually seen. I've guessed a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Nana, AS is actually on their roster, but I don't think he's playing with them right here, right now. Let's see what they have in store. The draft is looking good. Bounty Hunter, he's not going to get his hand on that one. And not allowing Noob to get his Earth.
5 seconds remaining.
The researchers, they know what they're dealing up against, but MVP Phoenix take up
Reserve time.
and Phantom Lancer would be for M safe as for Kibo mid. What do you think about the Invoker Venge? 2?
I think it's definitely you can't really say anything bad about Invoker picks. It's one of the go-to mid heroes, and it's scaling great. It's just one of the top mid heroes right now. As for the Venge, I think it might be a deny. Seeing how Phoenix, when they picked LS, they've come with a lot. So really good. It's like your Invoker is going to have really high net worth almost every game, but he can still get cost. Like let's say Phoenix like
5 seconds remaining.
well, I was gonna say Beastmaster for example, and you put down late game and your Invoker is 20k net worth. You don't want him to just die, right? So Engine Invoker together is pretty nice. These two good at pushing down the towers. They're good at doing road shift.
You got 10 seconds. What's the hold up, sunshine?
They go to MVP, of course, with the Nature's
seconds
Prophet off
remaining.
Beastmaster. Run him in the jungle, but team that's
Reserve time.
jungle Beastmaster. I've not seen it from, but they are definitely lacking lockdown, and that's what we're kind of aiming towards here. Is we need some guaranteed stuns, disabled, and definitely damage to try and deal with kind of towers, like mentioning, minus armor and objective taking the vengeful spirit and invoker are capable of. Needs to handle that. And that might be if there's a QO mid, something along those lines. Just one, there's no wisp ban, and that an MVP really do love a lot. Usually with the bristle deck, of course, the bristle player, but that's a couple of tables out from the lion. We're going to have the lovely lion, the Earth Spike Hex, going to provide a lot of support, a lot of their tables for the game, and this does actually an Enchantress for Febby if he wants to play that roam role.
Yeah, I think the line can go either Febby or Dubu. They're pretty open-ended on their support. You know, it's not like they pick up the spirit, for example, where Dubu's 99 to play. WG with the Doom pick. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Mostly because Doom is not that nice nature. Come like Nature's Prophet can just and Nature's Prophet is not an ideal to target in the first place. It might be tricky to track that.
10 seconds remaining.
They have secured their AoE and Invoker. Yeah,
5 seconds remaining.
Nuke the and isolate the real one
Reserve time.
situation.
MVP will pick for them. No Oracle Dusk. This is why here as well. Good. Core rules, but it's going to be the Bane actually.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, got two of the table. This is for you. You can both rotate, they can static, they can stack. They aren't really, shoehorned or pinhole one role where trying to have to do this and go through rhythm to Z. Can like slot into multiple different roles for themselves. Well, see, that's going to be a Doom.
Dire team
Don't-
ban.
Or a Doom 4 that looks with the Vengeful Spirit as the hard fight. Maybe a Doom with a Doom. You know, Doom roaming around, kind of made it popular with his triangles and buckler builds at Dota Pit, as well as over at the Shanghai.
10 seconds
That's,
remaining.
how do you envision that
5
kind of Doom
seconds
support
remaining.
out here up against the Lion and Bane?
Reserve time.
I think this tier pick, I hope you realize that there's a high chance, given the recent instrument that Yellow is going to be. So this stuff here might have like, where it's completely or the Bane is a get with the right here can even here to lead
Radiant
XP,
team ban.
and not sure that like up the gyro pad huge really. Then a gyro right lane is something that Brixir can't do. That is a jungle and as a four position, then you have two
10
jungling
seconds remaining.
people who are not really contributing much.
5
So
seconds
that's a
remaining.
concern I have for Warriors game right now. And they
Reserve
still
time.
don't have a great combo with which is why I'm kind of not a fan of the Darkseer pick yet. You can vacuum, but to these rookie poker, he gets to like kill them all. Like
Dire
he,
team pick.
it's that's from poker. You only have 2 spells in both. You can't make his combo in something.
Or fun.
Makes I think they're Bane by the way because they had second pick, meaning they have to reveal their first. So they rather see hero instead of 3 heroes, but I don't carry.
Okay.
10
That makes
seconds remaining.
I mean, with the Lion and Bane, it was like one that kind of
5
screamed
seconds
to you.
remaining.
Lycan would be too bad. Pretty good as the Dark Lane, good as with low up.
Radiant team
A good
pick.
the pick. That good damage, good healing sustained, pushing through that healing mod, keeping them alive on these tier 1, tier 2, but also Blade Fury. It's not kind of route as the Jerk rocket mod. You've got the Nightmare, you've got the Pal and Hex, and you've got the dish from that Blade Fury just pulled down. While Warriors give me a pick. Now one cat got 2 melee hero in the darks and
10
Vengeful
seconds
Spirit.
remaining.
more likely than
5
big
seconds
areas.
remaining.
Both really have a mechanism. There's no hero to TP it, rain like a dazzle, there's no one
Reserve
to
time.
in like a shock that's kind of I can't worry. They need an active hero. Yeah, and Jarkop would have themselves the gyro and maybe just try and fight.
Yeah, I think beating MVP Phoenix, their lineup is pretty straightforward. They have these 5 heroes that are just going to go around for kills, basically. PM, surprisingly, very aggressive, annoying to deal with is early on. Heroes will have kill potential. Like, PL might not be able to find kill, but that's what he has. Nature's Rocket Lion and to help with the lockdown department. We're gaming because I haven't to watch every game or none.
10
To
seconds
be honest,
remaining.
I'm not quite sure what they want to do with their lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
When they have a Doom and Arts here, I feel like want to go late, but then even if you go, would you actually with this?
We'll see where they head to. Their final pick. Slot combos up deep in the dark shell. You can get him around into these team fights after targets at the back of the things. The laning stage is going to be the difficulty here for Warhead Game. I don't know. Look at actual spirit. Alpha Ducks. Jet. The slot. He feels no he forever nature's prophet. Your juggernaut. Well, Feb, Bane, Dubu, Handle, love Iron is. And like you said, it's relatively straight action, but also relatively straight laning for MVP Phoenix. I think the only thing maybe they did is they could potentially look towards the aggro trial lane. But you've got Dogs to do. You don't put Nature's Prophet in kind of he's gonna bot lane the Slock and this Battle Spirit. So let's get things off, shall we? Get yourself out down to this mid lane and ready.
Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Good morning, good evening, you are in the world. Welcome. Southeast Asian qualifiers are in. We're through to the finals in the draft of MVP Phoenix. Like Warriors getting Unity. And this is the best of three between the team. And I'm welcoming my co-caster. He finally in. Yeah, we're looking like we're going to start on time, but we're 15 minutes late. But we've finally loaded the game. How are you doing?
I speak for the trees.
Hey, Decker. What's Skype problem? Like, I would have loved this 2 times, but
It eventually works. Once in a blue moon. MVP Phoenix, of course, these guys, they just come off the back of the win. Don't pushing people the grand finals 3-0. So coming through to the Southeast Asian qualifiers, I was expecting to breeze through it. They're just expecting to go through the finals. Maybe no Fnatic. Trust, but whoever actually gets that one. Warriors, relatively unknown to myself, relatively kind of new looking squad. I've actually seen. I've cast a lot of smoke of a lot of South Nana. AS is actually on their roster, but I don't think he's playing with them right here, right now. But let's see what they have in store. The draft is looking good. Bounty up. He's not going to get his hand on that one, and not allowing Noob to get his Earth.
5 seconds remaining.
The researchers, they know what they're dealing up against, but MVP Phoenix take up
Reserve time.
and Phantom Lancer with MVP safe as for Kibo mid. What do you think about the Invoker Venge? 2?
I think it's definitely you can't really say anything bad about Invoker picks. It's one of the go-to mid heroes, and it's scaling great. It's just one of the top mid heroes right now. As for the Venge, I think it might be a deny. Seeing how Phoenix, when they pick LS, they've called with a lot. So really good. It's like your Invoker is going to have really high net worth almost every game, but he can still get cost. Like let's say Phoenix like
5 seconds remaining.
well, I was gonna say Beastmaster for example, and you put down late game and your Invoker is 20k net worth. You take the time to just high, right? So Engine Invoker together is pretty nice. These two good at pushing down the towers. They're good at doing road shift.
You got 10 seconds. What's the hold up, sunshine?
They go to MVP, of course, with the
5
Nature's
seconds
Prophet off the
remaining.
Beastmaster. Run him in the jungle, but team that's
Reserve time.
jungle Beastmaster. I've not seen it from, but they are definitely lacking lockdown, and that's what we're kind of aiming towards here. Is we need some guaranteed stuns disabled, and definitely damage to try and deal with kind of towers like mentioning minus armor and objective taking the vengeful spirit and invoker are capable of. needs to handle that. And that might be if this is Kuro mid, something along those lines. Just one, there's no Wisp ban, and that MVP really do love a lot. Usually with the Bristle deck, of course, the Bristle player, but that's done. There's a couple of tables out from the Lion. We're going to have the lovely Lion, the Earth Spike Hex, going to provide a lot of support, a lot of their tables for the game, and this is actually an Enchantress for Febby. He wants to play that roam role.
Yeah, I think the line can go either Feb or Dubu. We're pretty open-ended on their support. You know, it's not like they pick up the Spirit, for example, where Dubu's 99 to play. Yeah, WG responding with a Doom pick. I'm not sure how I feel about it, mostly because Doom is not that nice nature. Come like Nature's Prophet can just and Nature's Prophet is not ideal to target in the first place. It might be tricky to track that.
10 seconds remaining.
They have secured their AoE and Evoker. Yeah,
5 seconds remaining.
guys, nuke the and isolate the real one
Reserve time.
situation.
MVP pick for them. No Oracle Dusk. Why as well. Good. Core rules, but it's going to be the Bane actually.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, got two of the table. These for you. You can both rotate, they can static, they can stack. They aren't really, shoehorned or pinhole one role where trying to have to do this and go through rhythm to Z. Can slot into multiple different roles for themselves. Well, see, that's going to be a Doom or a Doom 4 that looks with the Vengeful Spirit as the hard fight. Maybe a Doom with a Doom. You know, Doom roaming around. You kind of made it popular with his trials and buckler builds at Dota Pit, as well as over at the Shanghai.
10 seconds remaining.
How do you vision that kind of Doom support out here up against the Lion and Bane?
Reserve time.
I think this tier pick, I hope you realize that there's a high chance, given the recent instrument that Yellow is going to be. So this stuff here might have where it's used to the Bane is a with the right here can even here to lead XP, and not sure that pick up the gyro that you earlier. Then a gyro right is something that here can't do. That is a jungle and as a 4 position, then two jungling
10 seconds remaining.
people who are not really contributing much.
5 seconds
so that's a concern I have for Warriors game right now. And they still don't have a great combo with which is why I'm kind of not a fan of the Darkseer pick yet. You can vacuum, but to these rookie Poker, he gets to all them all. It's best from Poker. You only have 2 spells in Poker. You can't make his combo with something.
Well, fun.
I think they're Bane by the way because they had second pick, meaning they have to reveal their first. So they rather see hero instead of 3 heroes, but I don't carry.
Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, with the Lion and Bane, it was one that kind of screams to you. Lycan would be too bad. Pretty good as the Dark Lane, good as with lower. The pick. Good damage, good healing, sustained, pushing through that healing mod, them alive on these tier 1, tier 2, but also Blade Fury. It's not down the route as the Jericho rocket mod. You've got the Nightmare, you've got the Pal Hex, and you've got the dish from that Blade just pulled down. While Warriors give me a pick. Now one cat, you've got 2 melee hero in the Darks, and
10 seconds remaining.
More likely than
5
big
seconds
areas
remaining.
both really have a mechanism. There's no hero with a TP in like a dazzle, there's no one
Reserve time.
in like a shock that's kind of MVP. I can tell Warriors, they need an active hero. Yeah. And Jarkop would have themselves the gyro and maybe just try and fight.
Yeah, I think MVP Phoenix, their lineup is pretty straightforward. They have these 5 heroes that are just going to go around for kill, basically. PL, surprisingly, very aggressive, annoying to deal with is early on. Heroes will have kill potential. Like, PL might not be able to find kill, but that's what he has. Nature's Rocket Lion and to help with the lockdown department. We're gaming because I haven't to watch every game or none.
10
To
seconds
be honest,
remaining.
I'm not quite sure what they want to do with their lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
When they have a Doom and Arts here, I feel like want to go late, but then even if you go, would you actually go with this?
We'll see where they head to. Their final pick. Slot combos up deep in the dark shell. You can get him around into these team fights after targets at the back of the things. The laning stage is going to be the difficulty here for Warrior Game. I don't know because actual spirit Alpha Ducks Jet the slot. He feels no here. He forever nature's prophet. He juggled well. Feb Bane Dubu handle that love iron is. And I think, like you said, it's relatively straight action, but also relatively straight laning for MP
5
Phoenix.
seconds
But I
remaining.
think the only thing maybe they did is they could potentially look towards the aggro trial lane. But you've got to do you don't put Nick's profit in kind of he's
Prepare
gonna
for battle.
bot lane the Slock and the Battle Spirit. So let's get things off, shall we? Aim himself out down this mid lane and ready scout out.
Oh. Oh no. Yeah.
Just gonna punch Doom for a little bit. Up they're both no level up just yet, Febby. Bumper away, and you're saying there's no yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Doom boots first when the stab shield to actually get rid of that board. And the way that Febby walked up, you know, come across the move in, but they don't know where the wall.
5 seconds
This
to
area
battle.
is up on the high ground. He plays it over here. When there's a Doom on the field, you're looking for the rotations. He looks to go to this off lane, but grab himself a creep and jump himself back towards the safe lane. So things that this Doombringer loves to try and get himself across the map for. But so far, just see the regular old rune trade-off. It looks like Invoker should be able to take the top rune spot, while down at bottom, will be Kyo getting his own bounty rune down there. To Observer Ward, already watching out for Nature's Prophet Forever. Is he going to try and stack this wave? Is he going to try and drag it across? The Treants will move themselves south. Looks like he's going to try something. Sure, exactly.
Yeah, I think
which
this.
move.
Yeah, this lane is going to be pretty easy for potentially if there's no rotations, and he has a pretty deep ward that if unscouted, he's going to be aware of the Doom rotations. And Slark Venge, these are some really short-range heroes. And Nature's Prophet is gonna, the way he plays, he's gonna love like smacking Slark every like 2 seconds basically. His superior movement speed.
Speaking of smacking, this Invoker is taking a bit of a pounding towards the mid. Febby, he's just sitting on this Invoker a little bit and punching him down. Nana already down to half HP, but got his first Force Spirit out. Febby just keeps going back in with his Brain Sap, and Invoker with, you know, the limited regen he's got, definitely not enjoying this. While up at top lane, Bubu and MP putting the pressure onto Wen's Darks here. It's just rough times all around here for Warriors Gaming, as every single lane looks pretty rough, honestly. And Forever, you're right, he's going to get himself plenty of last hits, tons of experience. Shouldn't have too many issues. this bottom lane with his treants already harassing out the Slark and kind of forcing Zaki's Vengeful Spirit to look for a stack or a pull. Not the easiest proposition. It's not the simplest thing to do. We'll drag this lane across and maybe grab the range creep as well. Forev, where's the treant going? Oh, he doesn't get it across fast enough to actually disrupt it. We're going to be fine for him. As this is Doombringer, sure enough, he's got the Sata Shockwave so far, but oh man, Arfu, some work to do. He's picked himself up some obs and sentries. Really try and de-ward up on this high ground to get rid of the Bane's vision, but he finally forced back out of this mid lane as Nana. He's saying, get the hell out of here. This is where I want to try and get some last hits. This is the situation you were talking about, right? You've got the Darkseer trying to like semi-jungle and stack and stuff. He's moved towards mid. The Doom has come out of the jungle. So you've got two heroes not being efficient at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the reason you picked Darkseer. You picked Darkseer because you want to tie down, ideally, up to 3 people in this enemy safe lane. And then, right now, it wasn't even a tri-lane. It's just a dual lane, right? The Juggernaut and Lion. So for Darkseer to leave the lane so early is gonna be a big
QO's dead though.
Mid.
Very fire. Oh, he keeps himself alive himself through his but Scorched Earth and damage from Alfu's come through. And down goes QO. They finally get him with some good Sunstrike Cold Snap action. And the Doom's rotation actually pays off this time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's a lot of pressure on Doom to make this game work for Warriors Gaming, but it's one of those things. I noticed that it's Afu playing it, right? He's the captain right now. He designed the draft, and I'm sure he's the most aware of, like, he can't just farming. He's gonna find a way for this lineup to work despite the weaknesses. He's gonna overcome it, and I was gonna say these kind of plays are necessary. You can't. The Darkseer isn't capable of helping out pretty much. So the Doom needs to step up like this, and the job well done by him. And I just have to mention that our audio is magically very good right now.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Okay, well,
I mean, it's just so nice,
next...
you know, when you start hearing clearly. It's like you're deaf, and then now you can hear.
So what time is it now? It's 11:30. Okay, so it takes what 50 minutes. Takes like 45 minutes for Skype to level itself out. Okay, so tomorrow when we're casting together, I'll come in an hour early. We'll set up the Skype call and we'll just let it sit for an hour and sort itself out, and then hopefully it'll be fine. Oh dearie me. Well, good stuff. We're all set now. So first blood goes the way of Warriors Gaming as they get themselves up on the board 1-0, but still. This Phantom Lancer, 13-8 up against the Invokers 12-4. Nana has actually done a pretty good job at getting himself back into this lane. Juggernaut is an absolute beast up on top though. MP, pretty much perfect last hits even up against this Darkseer. And he's spinning away to Vic against these Iron Shell creeps. Difficult with the Darkseer to apply even a tiny amount of pressure onto the Jug. Well, bottom lane, we've already seen the Salves and regen just being burnt through by this Slark. Once he does hit that level 6, it'll kind of alleviate the pressure from him, but Forev is doing such an amazing job down here, really, really setting the tempo of this lane. You know, there's been no kill attempt. He's kept himself out of arm's reach of that Vengeful Spirit plus power combination they've got. But it's mid lane again where QO start things off onto Nana with the Lance, and then Febby comes through with the Brain Sap. They're going to have to try and bail on this one as the TP does come through from the Vengeful Spirit as well as the Doom, who's ready and available to come in as well. Warriors Gaming, great reactions to turn things around, and MVP, you're saying they're active and looking for kills, but Radiant side, they're ready for them.
Yeah, I think they realized that the side lanes can't be helped right now. Okay, the Darkseer versus Lion Juggernaut, it's not the easiest lane, but he has to do what he can. It's just his duty. This bottom lane might be unsalvageable, like the Slark and Venge. The reason this lane is hard is because look at Nature's Prophet. You can't really get near him. You have like treants blocking you, and he has like 400 something movement speed with phase boots. So it's all about your mid. Right now, the Invoker has to not have a bad game. Over a top Afu with the trotted out. One thing I needed to mention was that MVP Phoenix have really good wards right now. It's like really deep wards so that Warriors Gaming are going to have a hard time leaving their base undetected before they clear these wards out. They're gonna quickly realize that this smoke has failed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Oh, look,
I'm
Dire's
actually
fortified,
surprised
I
to
see.
see that they're just committing to this. And MVP,
Boy,
yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
Are you going to
is
complete this?
taking a
QO.
beating.
He comes into the tier 1, and they don't get the deny. They swap back onto MP into the Doom as well, and stunned up MP. That healing ward is taken out, and he just ripped to shreds. MVP. Like they wanted to try and defend this, but they're just losing hero after hero. QO beats out with his haste and looks like he's okay for now.
Did you see the two supports try to loop around through the bottom rune?
The Bane
That was
and the
so
Lion. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Dire's fortified, I see.
I was talking about like, okay, Warriors
Boy,
Gaming
Dire's
started
bottom tower
hitting the
is
tower,
taking a
and then
beating.
Phoenix. At first, I was gonna say I'm surprised that they're not gonna defend this,
Dire's
right?
bottom tower is
But
crumbled
they
to the
were
dust from
trying
the
to
chip.
defend it in their own way. It's just the timing was way off when you try to loop around that like that. It's first of all, it's super risky, and then it's just such a long distance to go around through the Radiant jungle with those two supports that are super easy to kill. Like had there been someone else other than the Slark there. So
Smoke time for MVP. And they're going to try and
Yeah.
go through the Radiant jungle again. They know that Doom and Venge are here, and they're going to walk themselves up to the high ground. Start things off with Dubu hexing Zaki. They want to try and stun the Doom as well, and they'll catch him, sprout through as well, and with the Omni Slash onto Arfu, they clear him up. They want to try and get the Vengeful Spirit. With the TP out, Zaki might be able to complete this one, but the Fiend's Grip is there from Febby. They get the two heroes they wanted from the smoke. But they aren't the two ideal heroes in the overall reach of this game, you know? The Invoker, the Orchid Forever has actually found him with the ward up on the high ground. They're going to see Nana, and he's not going to be able to get himself away from this, as Febby clears him up with a Brain Stack. They get 3 for the price of 1 smoke. These Observer wards are definitely paying dividends here for MVP Phoenix.
yeah, definitely.
The seeds of fortune.
I haven't seen enough attempt from Warriors Gaming that they're trying to get rid of these wards. I think any team that's been watching a lot of MVP Phoenix lately, they should be aware that these wards are the basis for their aggression. They can't just play,
Disconnect.
they can't play dice. They can't just be like, oh, let's flip a coin, and if like it's above 3, we'll go top. If it's not, then we'll go bottom. It's they're making moves based on information, and then you have to get rid of that information so that they're not just running all over you. And yeah, they should get the feeling that Phoenix, they're not just making these plays at random. They have some idea of who's where and which spots are vulnerable on the map.
Well, the Diffusal Blade up now onto QO. He's got his BOTs, Diffusal. He's farmed himself reasonably well. But he's still dealing with this Invoker and Slark with 3,200 gold onto Nana. You're looking at an Aghanim Scepter. About 1,000 gold. He's definitely not far away from it. As well as Arjit heading into the Manta Star, it looks like. Trying to get himself out of this Orchid. Forever is throwing down onto multiple people. And Forever going back for the Aghanim's Octarine build, it looks like here, just to maybe apply a little more pressure onto this map and force Warriors Gaming to split themselves across and deal with this pushing in onto these tier 2s. MVP grouping up as 5 down into the Radiant jungle, realizing that up at top, Warriors Gaming, they're all ready to set up to battle for the tier 2 trade-offs.
The prodigal hero returns.
Yeah, I think this is good for Warriors Gaming though. They definitely don't want to. Whenever your jungle has been compromised in terms of like the opponent's been there and there's probably wards somewhere, at least in 1 or 2 places. It's until you buy a gem. It's like that's like playing battleships. You can't really know for sure where the wards are. So they're taking. If they're gonna take a fight, they're gonna take it in the dire jungle. That's something that we often see. This picture where teams swap jungles basically, because ironically you have better information on the other. Like the opponent's jungle is less likely to be warded. You want to have every edge you can get.
Oh, right now, this Slark is pretty far pushed up on this lane, and he realizes he's going to pounce himself back, even with heroes behind him. Don't want to overextend too much. Oh, Warriors Gaming, their Darkseer's picked up a Blink Dagger. Gold in the bank, he can go back for Greaves as well if he wants to. Got so many items utilized here with a Vlad's on Doom on top of all of this. They're going to smoke up and to play aggressively into the enemy's half of the map. But MVP, they're all set up for this. Febby, Shadow Amulet, looking towards the Glimmer Capes. He's going to be able to make himself invis in position somewhere. Maybe reveal and pop this smoke. But it's actually Roshan Warriors Gaming are looking for. I want to try and find a pickup towards the Ancient. Zaki smoke gets popped, and there's the two-man Earthspike. And jump off to Febby, but I don't think they've got any reveal. He'll turn himself around. There's the Stepping Blast Meteor. Kuro throws out a lance onto Nana. Shadow Dance is popped by Argent Slark, and this is where the rest of MVP want to get into the middle of the fight. QO is doomed up, the Finger of Death back onto Arfu. The mech heals him up, and the Doombringer's not dead just yet. The swap. QO is sent back into the battle, but Zaki trapped in the Sprout, and QO is stuck. But it's going to be a one-for-one, support for support. But MVP, they've still got the sustain. They've got the damage output they need to keep on going and pushing forward. With Nana and Arfu, the TP forward from Forev. Can they stop this? Can they cancel the TP? They cannot. Try and find anyone else on the retreat from this battle. Warriors Gaming, they do well there to not lose anyone else.
I think the winner of this fight is MVP though. Oh, Slark got cut out here. Yeah, Beans Grip.
Beans Grip, Orchid. There's the damage output. I mean, he's got no stick charges, so there's no way of escaping this. That's definitely an MVP win because they take
now
down.
It's like, yeah, even more sure that MVP win.
And then Roshan on top of all of it. It's like, yeah, definitely. Sunstrike MP makes damn sure he's not going to get caught off guard by that one. It's Battle Fury with a healing ward. QO comes in. Should be able to do a decent amount of damage until the vacuum wall. MP is trapped up on the cliff with a good two-man stun. Nana, as well as Arfu. The Deafening Blast is back with the Nightmare back onto the Invoker. Arfu, Deafening Blast with a Meteor as well. Over the top of the wall, but he's gone into Ghost Walk. He's invis and hiding. The Sentry Ward will try and catch him. Diffuser Blade slows him down, and Nana, he's going to throw the Ice Wall, but he's stunned up. He's taken out. There's nothing left here for Unity. Warriors Gaming. They've got to try and retreat. There's two fights happening actually with Zaki burnt through all of his mana. Vengeful Spirit's gone, and they have the Nightmare and Body Blocks here. Catching the Doom, but he'll TP to safety. This allows MVP to get back into the Roche pit, but it's a buyback from Invoker. The Slark is up and running as well. They want to contest this. They want to get back into the pit, but MVP say, you know what? Screw it. You've bought back. You've wasted your money. We'll just retreat and dial things down a bit. Reset the tempo. Not allow you to get anything out of that buyback.
Yeah, there was a good discipline by MVP to, at first I was like, really, buyback? I guess like the old me and the old Phoenix would have been like, yeah, whatever, come at me, bro, we would have fought. But I think the now MVP, they're more disciplined about whenever there's a buyback, they respect it. And they're gonna take a deep breath. It doesn't mean they're not gonna continue with the Roche, but just a little while after they assess the situation. And they're definitely not going to let Warriors Gaming have this Roche. Who's theirs to begin with.
Who's drawing on the map saying, if they're going to five-man group up around this Roshan, we're going to fully exploit and abuse the map control that we can gain from this. As Forev shoves in mid, throws out his Nature's Wrath. Top lane is pushing pretty aggressively as well as Roshan. I mean, Warriors Gaming, they're in here. They're in the pit trying to take down the big man. Also, semi-baiting this because Arjit's not doing anything. QO's back into the Doom, though they've caught him, and he's just shredded. He's taken out. The vacuum wall back. MVP, they've lost two already, and MP cannot join this one, so it might just as well be another Roche takeout here for the Radiant team. The question is, does Forev come in and steal this one?
I don't think so. Joker has Aghanims right now, so he has like 1,000 ways to destroy for him if he wants to TP in. That was such a game-winning move there. The classic swap into, usually it's a Hex, but Doom works just fine. I don't think Kyo was ready for that. Pretty nice. I'm really impressed by Warriors Gaming. I think I'm not the only one, but most people, they would agree that coming in, there was a lot of pressure on Warriors Gaming. I guess like on Phoenix, rather, that they were the favorites, and people were skeptical about whether Warriors Gaming would be able to give MVP a good fight, but so far, definitely. Oh, Dubu. Spotted out by the ward.
These wards are giving them so much information. I mean, the Sunstrike nearly hit onto MP as he was farming Ancients. They get the kill over.
Like,
Alliance, Slark has no mana. He does have a blink though and gets himself a little bit further away. Escapes out of it. With QO, they were looking desperately, scrambling for that kill. Yeah, I fully agree. We were looking at this game thinking, right, MVP. You know, maybe we're a little bit biased towards MVP after winning Dota Pit, but Warriors Gaming have done an amazing job. It's not been immaculate. It hasn't been the perfect game here from Warriors Gaming, but execution has been pretty damn good.
Before the Roche, I would have said that MVP Phoenix were slowly getting to that dangerous point where they're gonna be in their comfort zone. They're it's gonna feel like a deja vu. They've been in these situations so many times where they just feel like they own the map, right? But because of that play from the then Gen 2, Warriors Gaming able to secure the Roche, and I think right now, whenever there's no Roche, a lot of the advantages of Fury and Nature's Prophet are kind of. It's still a good hero, but when Nature's Prophet is truly abusive is when there's a Roche. You push in the lanes, and it's like there's a ticking bomb for the other team, but not for you, because all you have to do is like not let them Roche. So right now, I think the game plan for MVP is not so clear cut as it was before. Securing Roche on Dire with Nature's Prophet is supposed to be a very easy thing to do, but Warriors Gaming have made it all hell for them to do so.
So at this point as MVP, do you just try and wrestle map control away from Warriors Gaming, keep the Nature's Prophet pushing out these lanes and shoving them? Or do you want to try and fight? Because you've got this tri-core lineup for MVP, right? But you're dealing with a Doom, Invoker, and Slark with the Darks here. You've got like anti-carries, you've got great ways of dealing with tri-core lineup. What does MVP do to try and bring themselves back into the?
Well, I think definitely right now, since Invoker has Aegis, they don't want to just run into a 5-on-5. They want to slowly out efficiency Warriors Gaming. They have the Nature's Prophet, which is still useful, just not as abusive when there's a Roche. They can make plays with the Nature's Prophet, Orchid, but I kind of doubt that Warriors Gaming are going to give that kind of angle so easily, because the only heroes that really need to be by themselves are the Slark, who has the Manta, and Invoker, who has the Aegis. So we might not be seeing much action for the next 3 to 4 minutes while the Aegis is still active.
This is a pretty important game for Warriors Gaming. MVP, of course, even though they did win Dota Pit, tournaments coming up in the next 6 to 7 months. Thinking ahead to TI and stuff like that, getting themselves through to as many big LAN events and out of as many qualifiers as they possibly can is definitely gonna help their chances.
Yeah, I mean SCA, best region in Dota. Kappa.
You can't Kappa now. You can't do that.
I tried to say it.
You just wanted to say Kappa. You just wanna trigger Twitch chat, don't you? We're gonna start spamming Kappas now. Keen Dota Kappa. Oh, Orev, after his Ags, Oreen is usually the go-to item for him. What he actually heads into though, because you can switch back into like a damage dealing build. You can think about going for like a Hex, something along those lines, or your AC, your Desolator, your DPS items out from him. Just looking at his Vengeful Spirit now, she's got herself Staff of Wizardry. So 4 staff is actually pretty damn close. 1200 gold is saved up. There's no stat items for her. 1000 HP is not the best. But what's the reason here that you're going for 4 staff instead of Ether Lens on your Venge?
I think with a 4 staff, there are some areas where you're more flexible. Like the PL, for instance. Like Venge has nothing to do against the PL, right? Once PL's on her, she can't really do much. And she can, with an Aether Lens, I mean, that doesn't really help you survive against PL. 4 staff kind of lets you at least like push yourself uphill. The PL might chase you with the doppelganger, but that still means you're creating some space in the fights. Whereas if you don't have this kind of option, PL, the heroes like PL are just gonna kill you without committing anything. You're not really taking away any resource from like the MVP. It also lets you push people out of Sprout. I don't know. I could see Netherlands being okay this game as well, but the Force F is fine. Curious that he didn't really buy the recipe. It's like one of those things that March used to be really strict about. Buy your items. Spend your gold on time.
But yeah, I mean, you look at it. He's got 667 unreliable gold. He's got enough money to buy up that. Well, he's almost got enough to buy up the recipe with just unreliable gold. Zaki holding on to money. Money wasted if he dies in the next couple of minutes. The bottom lane, as well as MP, are making the most of this. Side lanes are being pushed in by MVP Phoenix. Well, Warriors Gaming, there's a tier 2 they've just taken. They're still sticking around here and not defending their other sides. They're gonna try and for a fight.
I don't think they're too actively looking for a fight. Maybe the Aegis is telling them to do dangerous things. I think both teams can benefit a lot from picking up a gem right now. And Dubu, why were you?
He was pushing.
He putting a ward.
I mean, him and Lion and Juggernaut were both down here pushing this lane, and I think Dubu just wanted to stick around for one more wave, expecting the rest of Warriors Gaming to maybe move themselves up the top. One pushed out. Forev. Cliff Jungle and Furion.
It's so unfortunate that he took all that time, he took that risk of ward, and now Slark is like, hey, there's a ward here because of his passive. It's like, it's so tragic. He sacrificed himself for the greater good of the team, but Slark's denying it. That ward's going to be dewarded ASAP.
And there we go. Who's straight in there with a sentry ward. He's gone actually into the blink dagger, so Vlad's buckler blink. This maybe helps him out getting these dooms onto targets, because we've already seen the strength of the swap into doom, swaps into stuns. They've been utilizing this to great effect, honestly, between Zaki and Afu. Banana, level 16 Invoker. He's got his boot to travel now. The Aegis does expire, though. Don't have that fallback mechanism. When Invoker starts to become a little bit stronger, he's got effectively 3 points in Wex, so the tornadoes get a little bit longer. He can start thinking about Tornado EMP with the Meteor and Deafening Blast, so his kind of 2-spell combo, there we go, Tornado, is already built up. His 2-spell combo, basically, starts changing into, the 6-spell string of spells. Tornado EMP, Meteor, Deafening Blast, as well as the Ice Wall, Cold Snap, Forward Spirits. It's really level 16, 17 with the Aghanim Scepter, where you see the real strength of the Invoker. As EMP's thrown out, going to be dodged out by the Doppelganger of QO.
Meanwhile, at bottom.
Oh yeah, look at that. With the Juggernaut as well, and this is the trade-off here. 5 heroes from Warriors Gaming on mid. They get the Doom onto QO, the stun, swap back. QO, he's being dropped low and he'll get taken out without a buyback available. This Phantom Lancer is in a ton of trouble. But Warriors Gaming, they're TPing back to try and defend their racks in bottom lane. They'll go for the trade-off here, it looks like. Melee rack, Doom is dead towards the mid. He'll have to buy back here if he wants to try and defend this melee, but it's going to be down at bottom lane where the battle continues. Nature's probably kills the Darks here, but they're not getting the racks just yet. The TP from Slark will come in to try and kill the Juggernaut, but racks is still standing. And Warriors Gaming switched down to this bottom lane to look for the tier 3.
And they've probably made the call that Juggernaut does not have Omni Slashes. That's why they are so...
Oh, but the TP in, MP, BKB's up, and Afu's dead. The Ice Wall's down to stop the advance here and slow down this aggression from MVP with a Meteor, with a Tornado, with all the Forge Spirits and that. Invoker kills off for F. Ghostwalk TP's out. And MVP Phoenix, they pay for their insolence. They lose a full lane mid, a tier 3 at bottom. And they lose a bunch of their key heroes.
Just better execution from Warriors Gaming. I could see the mindset of Phoenix. They thought, they have basically, when you have 2 heroes against undefended racks, it's gonna push faster than 5 heroes against 3 people, depending however weak that might be. That's kind of the general concept. However, they got played again by the Vent swap into Doom. I guess Q might have to pick up Manta so he doesn't keep dying to that.
It's It's a difficult one, honestly. I mean, this time around it was just the straight doom. He got stunned up, doomed up, and then swapped back afterwards.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching bottom and mid, and then I kind of like when I got back to mid, saw Kyo doomed. So I assumed that he got doomed by the swap into combo, but Warriors Gaming definitely in a really good position now. I was before they went high ground. I kind of was curious because Slark was so close to Scotty. He had money for Ultimate Orb and some change. So all he had to do was like farm maybe like 2 cycles of jungles. And then he would have had the Scotty before going high ground. But I guess they were really confident. It's more about the timings. It's not about your items, which I can definitely agree with. I'm more of a fan of doing things when the timing is right, not when you have the items for it. But given that they were pretty confident.
Oh, MP.
With that.
He's still going to get doomed up through the Blade Fury, swap back as well. Going to get this pounce down onto him, but with the Cold Snap and Sunstrike, MP is cleared up so easily. He does have a buyback available, but the Finger of Death back in. The Greaves keep them all up and running, and the Juggernaut wants to try and return to the fight. QO is manning up in the middle of this, in the thick of things. QO, he's burning through all of the HP. The Deafening Blast pushes him back with the Ice Wall and the Wall of Replica, both placed so
Febby doesn't have any
perfectly.
mana.
Febby is burnt through by the EMP, but MVP Phoenix, they've got Forev down on the bottom lane who will sprout and TP himself up the top. They're not going to be able to stop him from doing this, while the rest of them move into the Roche Pit. And Warriors Gaming this time, they throw out all of their spells and their big combos, but they do not execute well enough to defeat MVP in the team fight.
That was actually such a close escape by Nature's Prophet too. I think Venge could have terrored into 4-staff stun. That was a dead Nature's Prophet potentially. He does have BKB, but really treading on thin ice there. Oh, nice vacuum.
Hero has
The-
doppelganger.
These heroes can both get out of it, unfortunately.
Furion has a TP. The Sunstrike threw into the pit again. Warriors Gaming, I don't know.
They're just too late. They have to deal with the fact that they weren't there.
They want to go in and try and steal it, and Phantom Lance to get the kill on the Roshan, but the other side back onto Dubu. The Lotus Orb allow the Slark to kill off the Lion, and now they turn back into the Darkseer. Kimo burns through all of his HP and his mana, but Arjit, he's stuck in a Sprout with a turret of Forever up on the high ground. They're trying to battle through it all, and Kyo definitely blasted up. He's going to double count in 4 seconds, but it's not enough. The Aegis will bring him back to life in a couple of seconds' time, but Zaki nearly gets himself on top of that Nature's Prophet, while Warriors Gaming, they kill them all off again. This Radiant team is ravaging through MVP's line.
And they're gonna go straight for the bottom racks. The mid keeps pushed in. That's really unfortunate. They have the relic on Slark, so he's gonna do a lot of damage. He has 15 stacks, so I mean, what can they do about this? The Nature's Prophet is stuck at bottom. Not sure what to do. Are they gonna actually go for a throne here?
Yeah, look, well, they know the Juggernaut has no buyback. He bought back in the previous fight, and Phantom Lancer.
They are doing so much damage to the towers. Holy crap!
And Phantom Lancer bought himself up the full heart, so they're kind of guessing, well, he spent all that money. Maybe he doesn't have a buyback either. Taking down tier 4s, and Warriors Gaming looks like they might be able to take the game number 1. It's best of 3. Looks like it might just be over. 37 minutes in, and MVP Phoenix, they tap out. They say GG. Warriors Gaming, an unknown quantity here in this qualifier, defeat MVP Phoenix in game number 1.
Very impressive from Warriors Gaming. I think, yeah, these guys definitely feel comfortable playing the game right now. I guess a lot of teams going against Phoenix and having seen what Phoenix were capable of on tournaments like Dota Pit and the Shanghai Majors, they might have not played their own game. But I think Warriors Gaming, I have my own skepticisms like about the draft. I was mentioning this